Yo, what's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? This is Chris Pope here with another video for everybody. Yeah, man, I'm back. I'm happy to be back here live. I ain't gonna be on here too long because it's like I'm just chilling, just staying out of trouble and all that. Um, yeah, man, I just hope everybody's doing okay. I've been really busy, so if y'all missed me throughout the month since I made a video, I really apologize. I mean, I had so much stuff I had to get done. I had a real busy schedule. It was I mean over these past several weeks, I just been having 6 days straight of work and like barely any no breaks for just one day. And for that one day, I just don't be having no feeling. I just don't be feeling like making live streams or videos because it's like you get too tired of working all those days and hours and stuff. You don't even if you just get one day off, you don't feel like you want to do. You don't feel like you want to do no videos at that moment. So it's like and as y'all can see, I did shave, but my mustache and stuff was growing. I don't think. I mean, I'm kind of too dark, but it is what it is. I don't. I prefer my face not to be showed as much. But as y'all can see I just have a goatee, but I'm pretty cleaned up, but I'm still growing my stuff right on back. So, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. But yeah, man, I mean, how's y'all 4th of July doing? That's what I also wanted. So how's y'all 4th of July been doing? My 4th of July was good. I mean, I got this chance to get these several days off as I deserved because last week I did like somewhere between like 45 hours last week, and that was crazy, man. Like 45 hours last week. I mean, because they really needed me in that last Friday, and then that's when I worked from 8:30 for those 2 days, all the way until 7 for Monday and Tuesday. This past Monday and Tuesday that just passed, and Sunday I worked from 10:30 to 7. So it's like I need some kind of a break. I was off today. I was off yesterday, and I was off Wednesday. I'm gonna be off tomorrow, except for the Sunday. That's when I'm gonna start getting back to work. But yeah, man. I just hope everybody's doing okay. I mean, I hope everybody, like I said, had a good 4th of July. Like I said, you have to, enjoy life the way you have it. You got to enjoy life to the fullest because you don't know when and how your last day might come. Nobody never knows when their last day is going to come. That's why you have to live life to the fullest. You got to be appreciative to what you have. And there was thunderstorms going on outside, so thunderstorms just kind of calmed down a little bit, but just like minutes and minutes ago, like even 30 minutes ago, especially to like an hour ago, started the storm. It wasn't like a really loud storm, but it was like a normal kind of thunderstorm out there. The weather's been like it's just been hot and humid down here across the southeast, man, in the United States. I mean, it's been hot and humid. We've been getting some chances of thunderstorms here and there, and then also dry weather. It's like a 50-50 thing. I mean, it's typical for the South and pretty much the East Coast to get, you know, a lot of heat and humidity over the summer. Pretty much, it's not something to question about. It's just there. It's just very common, because it's July, especially. It's really gonna get humid for sure. That's for dang on sure. But yeah, but they also said that we might start to get a little bit less humidity by this upcoming work week, like Monday, pretty much Sunday, Monday, to maybe Tuesday. But that's when the humidity might start to build back up again. Our dew points will probably be, if you're lucky, it'll probably be the slowest in the 60s. That's actually pretty good for this time of year, even though it's still kind of around sticky range, but that's better than what we typically will see the dew points like in the 70s, because that's like very humid. Because it's like when it gets hot and humid, when I go outside, man. I mean, I start burning up, I start sweating. Like you in your face sweats. It's just like I mean, you can breathe in it sometimes, but sometimes it's like it's so muggy out that you can hardly breathe and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's why you just if you're gonna take a little walk outside in the heat, man, I suggest you drink a lot of water, stay hydrated, do what you gotta do in order to stay hydrated because this heat and that heat stroke is no joke. And another thing is when you in the car and it's so hot outside, And the things that you should never do is leave. You should never stay in no hot car. That's the one thing. You never should even leave your kids in the car. That's the main thing I want to say. Even your pets too, because they are more likely to end up getting heat stroke for real. Like anybody, pretty much that stays in the car in the car for like 30 minutes. Because if it's like, for example, if it's 90 something degrees, even if it's 80, maybe even 79 degrees, and you sit in the car for like 20 10 minutes of probably the temperature will rise up. Like for example, if it's 90 some degrees, the temperature will rise up as high as 110. In 30 minutes it'll rise up as high as 130. So you gotta really be careful. You really pretty much you can't be sitting in no car while it's so hot outside. You just can't, because them heat strokes are no joke. You know, those are medical emergencies that definitely needs to be taken care of immediately. It's, you got to stay hydrated, pretty much stay inside if you can, because it's not healthy to be all out inside. At least unless you're going to the pool. I suggest, if you're going to do that, like I said, drink plenty of fluids like water, ice cold water too, for that matter. Try to get in something that's going to cool your body down, because you don't want to get exposed all the heat. And make sure you wear some sunscreen too, because that sun would just it can really damage your skin. I mean, and however, but no, the only thing I would admit that, now what some people don't realize, and what that some people would don't realize and knows, that sun can actually give you vitamin D. Like it's very healthy for you. Like it's especially for black people. But it's healthy for anybody. It can give the sun, if you get exposed on the sun, but not for not too long. It's healthy for you because it provides a lot of vitamin D in your system when you get that sun exposure. But you don't want to expose it for very long periods of time. Otherwise, you can get like skin cancer and stuff. That's why you want to make sure you take care of your skin. As far as the sunscreen goes, because you don't want to mess around and play with that. And I saw somebody just came in and just left, but it is what it is, man. I ain't worried about it. I'm just having a good time. I'm just going live, just saying how I feel, and that's all that really matters. But yeah, anyway, and moving on from that, about the couples channels, man. Like my opinion and my thing about when I realized when I watch these couples channels, because I like to watch prank channels and these couples channels a lot, and because it's like it seems fun to watch, but when you think about it, it's like all these couples breaking up, it making it seem like, of us fans that watches it, it's making us feel like, when they break up they kind of fake it, because it's like, if for example, it's a YouTuber named Nate's Life and stuff. Although I have full support of both of them, both Nate and Michaela, a lot, but at the same time, they're not making sense when it comes to, if they are exes, why do you both have to always make videos with each other? Make these videos where what couples do. Like that's what only couples do, balloon humping challenges or whatever you want to call it. That's not what exes do. That makes me seem like y'all might be trying to get back together. I know y'all not together, but it makes it seem like y'all trying to slowly get back together. That's what I'm trying to say. And it's like, I don't want that. Although, like I said, I respect whatever decision they come up to make, whether they want to move on entirely or they want to stay together. It is what it is. They're grown. I'm grown too, so we don't tell no grown people what to do. They have a right to do what they want to do. That's their life. Like, but I honestly feel like, in my personal opinion, I feel like they need to move on, because it seemed like, when they were saying that, before they even was together, they never had no problems, they never argued and stuff like that, and they never, like, beat each other up. And then when they got in a relationship, it was that's a total opposite of what they was like when they were friends. But then it's like when they broke up, like over a month ago, and they just started to just become friends. They didn't talk, but mind you, when they first started breaking up like a month ago, they didn't talk for like a week or two, maybe even 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. But since then, they just started to try to talk to each other here and there. Just to try to be cool with each other, because they are on good terms, which I do respect. It's one thing to be like distance from your ex, but sometimes you might want to check on your exes just to see how they're doing. But not that's not always the case though, because it's like, if you feel like you want to move on, Tyler, I feel like you should move on. I feel like exes are supposed to be for both of y'all moving on and not even talking to each other again. Although exes can talk to each other, but just not in a very often. It just seems awkward and weird to me. I can't vibe with that so much. Like if it was me and then I was breaking up with somebody, they break up with me, the other females. If that's really the case, Michaela, why are you wasting your time? You're 20. 4 years old, and you sitting here waiting for a man that could possibly that he doesn't that doesn't know what he wants. And this is no offense to both of them. I support them both 100%, but I just feel like life's too short to be waiting around for some dude that just or some woman that's just confused that don't want to rethink things. I mean, life's too short for that. You got to move on with your life. If this guy Nate still doesn't come up with anything, it's just time to move on because I feel like deep down inside Nate probably wants to move on, and deep down inside I feel like he probably wants to break things out because it's confusing. Don't You shouldn't let no woman or no man confuse you and just trying to wait so long for him. Man, my life, forget that. That's what the high schools would say. Life's too short. You got to get out there and have some fun. You like 23 years old and you sitting here talking about you worrying about some man you haven't even been with for a year, almost a year. That's crazy, man. You got. I just feel like people who do that are wasting their time, especially when you're young. It ain't like you and you older or something like that. It ain't like you in your high 50s, 60s or something. You worrying about that. How many dudes out there that's lined up to want to date you. I'm just saying. There's a whole bunch of dudes and a whole bunch of women out there for you just to be all stuck and so attached to this one person. You know what I'm saying? Like if they don't want to be with you, just let them go. It's just that's how I feel about it. But whatever I'm gonna respect whatever decision they decide to come up with. I think that she did say that their anniversary was tomorrow, so we will just see what happens tomorrow. Like I know they're gonna come up with a video tomorrow, but we just gotta see what happens. That might be the final day where they try to figure things out. It could be a month from now. Who knows? We don't know if they're gonna actually get back together or move on entirely. We just don't know right now because right now it seemed like a flip flop. It seemed like a 50-50 thing. It seemed like there's a chance they will get back together. There's a chance they may not. Because it's confusing right now. But we will have to see. I'll have to see for myself as I'm a fan of them. But yeah, moving on from that, and how I feel about it. I feel like they should just move on. I just feel like the connection's not there. They argue too much. When you are, I mean, yeah, it's normal to argue. It's one thing to argue with your partner, but the fact that it has to come to the point where it gets too toxic and it gets too aggravating, it's not meant. It wasn't meant to be. And I feel like people who do that, there's abuse going on, like because I'm not gonna be no hater or not like that, because I'm not that type of person. But I'm just saying, no exes I know hang out with each other like they were still together. That's just how I feel. Because it's almost like they making videos with each other a whole lot than they were when they were together. That's how I feel about it. And if us fans were seeing it right through them, and that that's almost like because they made way more videos with each other than they did when they were together. Trust me, they did. Like, and they were doing a whole lot of things that couples normally would do. That's not exes don't prank each other all the time and hang out with each other and sleep over the house. That doesn't add up at all. That makes me feel like it makes us fans really feel like y'all just. Now we're not trying to say y'all are faking it. We do. I honestly do believe they broke up, and I honestly do believe that they haven't talked for after that for like 1 or 2 weeks. But something makes us feel like the reason why some of us feel like you're faking because it's like you're doing things like you're doing things what couples do. That's not what exes don't. And a lot of times exes can't even be friends because if it never worked out as a friendship, it's not gonna work as relationship. It's not gonna work as a friendship either because you gotta understand that if she or he was so toxic, it's just best to. And if you want to get over that person, like Michaela was recently just making a video about, you have to completely cut him out of your life. Let him come to you. That's pretty much our advice. Let him try to rethink things because you're never gonna get over your ex if you hang out with him. That's the one thing you don't do. And I just feel like McKay not ready to get in a relationship because she doesn't know what and how real breakups really work. You can't just break up with somebody and then just be exes be exes like hang out with each other and sleep. That doesn't add up to me at all. You just can't sleep with your ex all the time because ex is supposed to be an ex for a reason. You're supposed to move on from the situation. If it hasn't worked out, just move on. Because you're never gonna get over your ex if you just sit around, hang out with them, sleep over their place all the time. That's not gonna happen. It's impossible. So they're gonna have to need to come up with some kind of strategy. They're gonna have to come up with something to try to resolve the situation. Whether they're gonna get back together or whether they're just gonna just not hang out anymore. Or hang out every now and then, move on completely. I don't know what it's gonna be. It's gonna be either of those three things I just mentioned. They're gonna either probably get back together or they probably gonna move on entirely, or they probably will move on entirely, and sometimes talk here and there just to see how you're doing. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I just feel like there's a lot of signs showing that Nate could possibly get back together with Michaela because of it's all these signs and all these them it's a lot of signs that either they're gonna move on or get back together. We don't know, but moving on from that, yeah, man. Like I said, love is like I said, love is I don't know, like love is one of the most beautiful films, and it's one of the greatest films ever. Especially when it comes to family and romantic relationships. Those are also the greatest films ever. Where you got loved ones who care and love you and stuff. It's like you have to be blessed by it. For people, and I want to just get onto this topic, and people who want to or think about committing suicide and stuff really has to think that there's so many people out there who care about you who don't want to see that happen to you, and I don't, and like I said, I don't condone suicide at all, like, but however, I feel sorry for anybody who does it, because it's like it's you when you either when you commit suicide or have suicide, or anything when it comes to suicide, and you do that, not only you hurting yourself, but you also hurting family members and people, everybody that cares about you. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like I never thought that suicide is never the answer, and it's never the way to solve nothing. I feel like if you feel suicidal or something, that you should really get the help that you really need. You should get the help faster, immediately, because if you depressed and stuff like that, get help, because it would only get worse if you don't solve it. That's how things out here work, because a lot of people who don't treat the mental illnesses or something that's going on, please talk to somebody, because we're all here for you. Even complete strangers are here for you. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants nobody to commit suicide. I mean, suicide is never the answer. I don't care if you're bullied or anything, which is understandable, but at the same time, this shouldn't be the answer, because people who bully you could easily be resolved. And that's the reason why I really hate bullies for the passion. I really do, because they cause too much suicides. They cause too much people getting messed up in the head. I hate bullies. I hate bullies for the passion. And I'm so glad that the bully stuff, when you bully people you can get arrested. I'm so glad that it's now against the law, because it needs to be, because we have to stop all this bullying and stop all this madness. And it's just sad how some people think that bullying is a cool thing. Bullying is one of the most punkish uh it's one of the most punkish things to do. And, it makes you look like a punk. It makes you look like a disgrace when you bully somebody. I don't respect that crap, and I don't support people who bully someone. I don't associate myself with them. I don't respect people like that. That's just how I feel about bullies. I hate bullies for the passion, because they cause too much suicidal people. And it causes too much people taking their own lives just for that. Even though it's not the answer, even though they could just definitely talk to someone and let someone know they're getting bullied. That's the main thing you should do. Suicide should not even be on your mind. Although I do understand it, but at the same time, the only way you're gonna have to fix this is definitely talk and say something to somebody. And that's the way to resolve a situation. It's never the way to resolve it. That's just my advice to people who are trying to hustle that. You just believe in your head that you have people who care about you, and if you do this, you're gonna hurt many people who are you. That's really sad. But at the same time, though, you know life still goes on, and it is sad that life still goes on, but that's the reality to it, and that's all I had to say about that. Moving on from that, but yeah, man, I think that's really all I had to say. I had to talk about. It ain't gonna be a very long live stream. Like I said, it's only been like 20 minutes, so I'm about to get off here. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.